I badged in at 8:43, found a window seat, opened the laptop. The campus is awake before I am. The bikes are already at the stand. I find a table by the glass and let the morning take my hand. The mountains sit behind the haze. The work is waiting on the screen. I had not thought it possible to be inside this kind of dream. The bay is visible from where I sit. The morning light is doing something good. I set the first task on the list and work the way I always knew I could. The campus has its own momentum. You feel it when you're badging at the gate. Everyone around you is moving forward and you move with it, which is great. I am working on the thing I came here for, the thing I worked toward for years outside this place. And now I am inside the glass and redwood, and everything is running at its pace. The jazz groove holds the California energy, bright and confident and moving clean. I write the first real line of the morning session, and the mountain view is there behind the screen. They told me it would feel surreal at first, and it does, but in the working way, where the surreal is just the backdrop and the actual work is here today. I did not come to be impressed by the campus. I came to do the work the campus holds, and everything around me is the context, and the work is where the morning unfolds. The first day at the campus ends at evening. The bay has gone to amber and to gray. I lock the screen and badge back out the entrance, and know that I will want to come back every day. The sun is warm across the table. I moved outside at 1:30. The mountains and the haze beyond them. This afternoon is well and done. The problem opens as I read it. The solution sits a page ahead. I write one line and read it twice, and follow where the thinking led. The campus does its outdoor afternoon. The bikes and the kombucha and the green. I am part of it and separate from it, working in the golden in between. Is very large, and I have found my corner of it. The outdoor table by the courtyard wall, where the afternoon light is lit. have been here for an hour and a half and moved the work from where it was stuck. The piano plays its bright voicing steadily, and the afternoon continues with my luck. The campus hum is productive background, the kind that says that things are being made. I am part of the making this afternoon, and the problem yields, which does not fade. The outdoor session ends as shadows lengthen. I pack the laptop and the afternoon. The campus keeps going without stopping, but I will be back at my desk again very soon. Santa Cruz Mountains in the afternoon haze, the campus below still and working. The mountains are not always visible. Some mornings it is only white, but this afternoon they are exactly there, behind the glass in the right light. I have the window desk today, the one that faces toward the range. The jazz rhythm underneath my working makes the afternoon feel wide and strange. Strange in the good way, the California way, where everything is possible and clear. The mountains confirm that I am really here, and the work confirms that I have a reason to be here. The California window is a privilege that I did not expect to find myself at. I work accordingly, which means I work the same way that I always have, and that is the thing about the privilege of the window. It does not change the work itself. The work is what it is wherever you are working. It only asks for time and for yourself. The jazz groove keeps the afternoon alert. The roads comps its warm and open changes. I work through the afternoon with gratitude, and the California window rearranges nothing. I thought a better view would change my thinking, and maybe it does a little at the edge, but mostly what it does is remind me that I stood at the beginning on a ledge and jumped toward the thing I wanted and landed somewhere that the view is wide. was just a place to do my best. The sunlit room is best for deep work mornings. The California light does something good. I set the phone face down and open only the one tab and the one dock that I should. The guitar arpeggios hold the rhythm steady. I follow them into the working state. Deep work requires that you cut the ambient noise and let the guitar arpeggios create the space where thinking happens without interruption. The sunlit room is good for this because the light says it is day and there is time, and everything is as it always was. 2 hours of deep work in the sunlit room is worth 5 hours of the scattered kind. I have done the scattered kind, and I prefer this. The sunlit room, the single task, the mind focused on one thing from start to middle, and middle to the end without the side. The arpeggios keep cycling, bright and patient, and the deep work has nowhere else to hide except inside the sunlit focus session, which is where it lives and where it grows. I work through the hardest part by 10:30, and the sunlit room already knows. The sunlit room has done what sunlit rooms do. It held the deep work until it was complete. I pack the session up and step outside and feel the California morning heat. Three pull request open on the screen. The afternoon is running well. I close the ones that needed closing and let the work begin to gel. The team is somewhere in the building. The Slack is quiet, which is good. I do the kind of work right now that only focus understood. The drums are tightest of the album here. The energy is at the peak. productivity for the whole back half of the week. The good merge is the one that clears everything that was blocked before. When the tests go green and the build completes, and you push to the main and close the door. This is the hour I work toward, the one where everything comes through. The good merge is not the end of anything. It is the beginning of what comes new. I push the final pull request at 4. The build runs for its 7 minutes. The screen shows green and I lean back and breathe. This is what productive afternoons begin with. The good merge means tomorrow starts at a new place, not where it was yesterday but forward. The campus has its own momentum, and I have added mine outward. The trumpet marks the completion moment, one low and satisfied note in the mix. I close the laptop on a good afternoon and add the good merge to the list of fixes. The good merge closes a chapter of the project, and the next chapter opens on the screen. I will be here tomorrow for the next one, building what has never yet been seen. The coffee black from the campus kitchen, Hudson River visible from the window behind the screen. The Hudson River is behind the screen, not in front of it, which is important. The screen is where the work lives this morning. The river is the reason I feel fortunate. The New York campus morning has its own energy, slightly sharper than the California one. The city underneath the glass is denser, and the working hours properly begun. The upright piano plays its bright voicings. The New York morning underneath the jazz. I work through the first block of the day and feel the Hudson and the project as they are. The Chelsea campus is its own particular, a corner of the city that is tech. The High Line visible from the elevator, the Hudson from the desk where I now check my progress on the work I started 2 days earlier. The NYC campus morning makes it clear. The river and the city and the building are the reason, and the work is happening here. I have been in the campus and Zurich and the Tokyo office at Blue Hour, but this New York morning with the Hudson is the particular morning campus has its own light, and the NYC morning light is gray and sharp and real. It asks you to be focused without softening. It asks you to bring your very best deal. And I have, or I am trying to. The coffee black confirms the commitment. The Hudson behind the screen confirms the context. And the work itself confirms the instrument. The NYC campus morning delivers. By noon I have more done than I expected. The Hudson is still there when I look up from the screen. And everything I brought here is respected. Between the first meeting and the second, I have 20 minutes on the bike path. The campus opens up between the buildings, and the California morning does the math. The path connects the campuses together. The bikes pass quiet and the air is warm. I carry the first meeting in my pocket and bring it to the second in its form. The guitar is light and quick this track. It matches the pace of the bike path between. I am between the meetings, but I am thinking about the thing the second meeting means. The bike path is where the campus breathes. Between the buildings and the meetings, it is the white space of the campus day, the interval between the greetings. I do not check the phone on the bike path. I let the path do what paths do best. It carries me from one thing to the next and gives me 20 minutes of the rest. The humming holds the transition energy, the betweenness of the campus afternoon. I arrive at the second building ready because the bike path gave me the tune. 20 minutes on the bike path is not a break from the work, it is part of the work. But thinking that happens between the meetings is sometimes more important than what happens in them. I badge into the second building warmed. The meeting is already in the room. The bike path gave me what I needed, and I carry it with me past the afternoon. 3 in the afternoon, Zurich time. The lake is still beyond the glass. The Zurich lab session has its own register. More careful than the campus, more measured. The Alps are visible on good days, and today they are, which is treasured. The roads plays its warm and slightly European chord. It knows the difference between the offices. The Zurich lab is precise and thorough, and the session runs at what it promises. I have been working on the European afternoon, which is different from the California morning. The precision here is colder and more exacting, and the lake provides its own form of warning. Three in the afternoon in Zurich time means the California morning is just starting, and I am the bridge between the two time zones, and the relay station and the charting. The double bass walks its European line, the roads composites considered voicings. I work through the problem the Zurich lab requires, and add my work to the collective findings. The lake is still beyond the glass, exactly as it was when I arrived this morning. Precision is the gift the Zurich lab gives, and I take it without warning. I have worked in California and New York and Tokyo and Singapore, but the Zurich lab session is the one I think about before. The way it asks you for the extra careful thing, the way the Alps confirm the seriousness, the way the lake does not move while you are working, and the work becomes its own address. The Zurich lab session closes in the evening. The lake has gone to gray behind the glass. I carry the precision home across the time zones, and the California morning starts at last.
The build is running and there is nothing to do but wait and think about what comes next. I lean back from the desk and let it run, and use the waiting time as text. Not literal text, but the thinking that precedes it, the architecture of the next thing. While the current thing is building in the pipeline, the next thing gets its planning. The piano enters from the ambient campus noise, one note, then another, then the phrase. I think about the next feature carefully, and let the build run through its maze. The build takes 7 minutes and 40 seconds. I know because I have watched it before. The 7 minutes is the gift of the pipeline. 7 minutes I did not have before. I use them for the thinking that was pending, the design decision that can wait no longer. And when the green arrives, I have the answer. And the next session is a little stronger. The campus ambience hums underneath the piano. The vinyl crackle settles in the air. The build completes, the green arrives. I move and carry the 7 minutes there. The waiting is not wasted on this campus. The pipeline gives you time you did not plan. The 7 minutes of the running build are part of the whole design and the whole plan. I have learned to use the pipeline pauses to think about the next thing and the next. And the build has become a working partner, not an interruption to the text. The build is green and I move forward. The campus hum resumes its normal pace. I carry the 7 minutes of thinking into the next session space.
Out there, Shibuya lights coming on. In here, 1 more hour.
The Shibuya crossing is beginning to light. I can see it from the glass at this angle. The city goes from daytime to performance with the precision of a Japanese triangle. I do not go to the window to watch it. I have seen it before and I will see it again. I have 1 more hour of the session, and the Tokyo dusk is part of the when. The rose blaze is warm and precise. Voice sings, the Tokyo office knows the time exactly. I move through the last section of the problem and let the Shibuya lights do what they do factly. Tokyo office is different from 1 more hour in any other place. The dusk here is specific and particular, and it holds the working at a specific pace. The city outside is theatrical and enormous, and I have learned to let it be the backdrop. The work inside is the main stage tonight, and the Shibuya lights are just the stage drop. I finish the last section as the hour completes. The Tokyo office closes gently behind me. The crossing lights are full now in the window, and the evening opens to remind me. Every office has its own evening. Tokyo's is blue and neon and complete. The Shibuya dusk does not ask for attention. It only asks that you finish what you keep. And I have kept the session until the blue hour, and the blue hour has given me the close. The Tokyo office at dusk is the version of the working day that gives the most. I step into the Shibuya evening. The crossing opens and I cross with the office session is behind the glass above me, and I carry what it gave me through the loud. The rooftop session is the campus open secret. Not everyone knows that you can work up here. The bay is visible from the north corner, and the afternoon is particularly clear. I brought the laptop and the good problem, the one that needed air more than the desk. The rooftop session is for the problems that the indoor session cannot address. The acoustic guitar is brighter on the rooftop. The bass walks with a California skip. I work through the outdoor version of the problem and let the bay light give the thinking its grip. The rooftop is the campus at its widest, where the bay and the mountains and the air all confirm that you are somewhere specific. And the work you do here matters because you are there. Not anywhere but here above the campus, where the scale of what you are building is visible, and the problem you are working on is part of it. And everything is large and possible. The rooftop session runs until the afternoon wind picks up enough that the laptop screen goes dim. I have been here for the best 2 hours of the session, and the problem has moved from difficult to slim. I pack the laptop and descend the stairwell back into the campus and its indoor hum. The rooftop gave me what the desk could not, and the session is complete, the day is done. The acoustic guitar wraps its final pattern. The upright bass walks its last bay-facing line. I badge back out into the campus evening and carry the rooftop session through the time. The rooftop session is the one I recommend to anyone who has the access and the time. Get up there with the problem and the laptop, and let the bay confirm that it is fine. What would it feel like to ship something that mattered? I think about that question every time I open the work that I have been building. What would it feel like to ship something good? Something that holds, something fulfilling. The morning before the ship date is different. The work takes on its final form today. I read it one more time and changed 3 things and push it out the door and away. The piano is warm and moving forward. The drums are steady with intention. I am shipping something and it matters, and the campus knows the distinction. Shipping something good is not one moment. It is the accumulation of the hours. All the ordinary focus sessions that quietly became the working powers. The one I did not feel like doing on Thursday, the one that ran past 7 on Tuesday, the one where nothing came together and I came back the following day. All of those became the thing I shipped today, and today is the day I ship it. The piano marks the closing of the chapter, and the upright bass confirms I did it. You cannot know before you ship whether it is good. You can only know that you worked carefully and gave what you could. And this one I worked carefully and gave what I had. And whether it is good or not, the shipping is not bad. The shipping means you finished, and finished is the thing, and everything that follows after finishing is what the shipping brings. I push the final version, and it is gone. The campus receives it without ceremony. The piano closes warmly on the session, and everything I built belongs to the many.
The Thames was grey through the glass. The thinking had already started. The research floor is serious in the morning. The Thames confirms the seriousness below. The London version of the tech campus runs at a different and more considered flow. The California optimism is not here. In its place is something more precise. The London morning asks for the good argument, and asks for it not once but twice. The piano plays its considered London voicings, the trumpet very low beneath the glass. I work through the problem with the Thames behind me, and let the London morning run its class. The research here is reaching toward a thing that does not yet have a name inside the field. I am working on a small part of the question, and the London morning will not let me yield. The Great Thames is a motivation I did not expect. The grey says this is serious, be serious too. And I am, which is why I am here in London, doing the work requires of you. The muted trumpet marks the research cadence, one low and thoughtful phrase beneath the strings. I work through the morning with the Thames behind me, and add my work to what the building brings. The London research morning closes at midday. I carry the London weight across the lunch break. The Thames is grey and moving and precise, and the afternoon session will not be a mistake. I found a table near the green wall, opened it, everything started. The Singapore afternoon has its own weight. The humidity outside the glass is complete. Inside the campus it is cool and productive, and the jazz rhythm keeps my thinking fleet. The green wall behind the desk is living. It breathes alongside the work I do. I have been in different offices globally, and the Singapore afternoon is new. New in the way that specific places are new, where the tropical light through the glass is not California and not London, and the afternoon goes at Singapore's pace. I work through the problem with the green wall, giving the session its particular air. The tropical light that filters through the glass is a kind of focus I find there. The Marina Bay is visible from the upper floors, but I am working in the middle level. The acoustic guitar keeps the tropical rhythm, and the problem unwinds from its tangle and bevel. 2 hours in the Singapore afternoon, and I have reached the thing I came for. The green wall confirms the living backdrop, and the campus session asked for nothing more. Every office is a kind of tropical, in the sense that growth happens inside. The Singapore campus makes it literal, with the green wall at your side, and the work you do in tropical offices comes back a little greener than you brought it. The humidity of the afternoon is just the Singapore campus having caught it. The Singapore afternoon closes in the evening. The Marina Bay goes golden and then dark. I carry the tropical focus home this evening, and the green wall leaves its mark. The campus sunset is the long goodbye. The light goes amber on the glass and redwood. I pack the session up and badge toward the exit. And everything the campus gave was good. The day is done, and what I built today is saved and versioned and committed. The campus sunset confirms the end of building, and the evening walk is what is permitted. The piano hums its warm and closing voicings. The vinyl crackle holds the end of day. I step into the campus golden hour and carry what the working day gave away. The sunset happens every evening, and every evening it is slightly different. The mountains go from visible to amber, and the bay goes from silver to indifferent. I walk the long way out to catch the full thing, the path through the courtyard and the trees. The campus at sunset is the most generous version of the place that gave me all of these. The sessions and the problems and the building, the team and the rooftop and the view. The campus sunset wraps all of it together and sends me home to come back and renew. Good night, campus. Good night, the desk and the problem and the screen. Good night, the bay and the mountain behind the haze. Good night to everything the day has been, and good night to the tomorrow that is building behind the campus sunset, out of seam.